What's going on, members of the Fly Music Society? So we're going to continue today our Hua Chenyu journey. This is from a Patreon, the same Patreon supporter who's been sending all of these to me. You know, essentially I've been enjoying the story of Hua Chenyu and sort of what he does with his music and talking about mental health and all of that. So Joy McFly sent me another one during my stream last time, and as you guys know, I don't always finish the requests, but I will either make them a video or put them on the next stream. And she wanted this to be a video, so we're gonna do that today. So I want to first and foremost say the video she sent me is for basically a like a kind of American Idol type show that he was on. And before that, like all those shows do, there's about 3 minutes or so of an interview with him. I'm not going to include that here for the sake of timing, but I will put that portion of my reaction to that on my Patreon, so that will be there. All right. So I already reacted to that portion, and now we're gonna get into the song. So this is the Fake Monk Hua Chenyu for Singer 2018. All right, so we're gonna get into this. Again, my Patreon is live, lots of cool stuff on there. Some of the cool stuff coming up are me going through every single Ren song that I've reacted to so far and doing 2 videos for each one. One video just talking specifically about the music, how everything relates, chord progressions, all of that stuff. And then the message, right? So for instance, for High Ren, we talk about that struggle, that inner self of doubt, self-doubt, of inner demons, whatever you want to call it. We would discuss that heavily. So I'm excited for that. Obviously lots of other cool things like Hua Chenyu's on there. I'm going to have some deep dives for other artists as well. But I'm really excited to start doing that. So again, if you want to support the channel, it does help a lot. It's not required or expected, but it does help. So I do appreciate that so much. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get into this Hua Chenyu, the Fake Monk, for Singer 2018. Here we go. Sus chord. I want to note here too, the way he's using his voice, right? He specifically is being louder and softer at certain parts. As he hits those higher notes, he's being a little bit louder. As he's hitting they're all high notes because they're all falsetto, but the lower notes of the falsetto, he's using, he's just singing it a little bit softer. That's by design. And I want to say the reverb and the delay on this is really cool, giving it an ethereal sound. You guys know I love ethereal sounds, so. I'm in the same boat as them. Like, what is this laugh? What does it mean? But gotta mean something for the song. Let's keep going. basically wanting everything without the repercussions of having everything, right? No regrets, no enmity. I think in a perfect world, we all want that, right? But you can't have everything without some type of regret, some type of something going wrong, some type of everything's got a way out, right? So the more bad, there should also usually be more good. Doesn't always feel that way, but I think it's also a matter of when things are really bad, even the littlest of positivity can feel like a lot of positivity. So I think that's kind of where he's going with this. Don't want to stay in one place, and I don't want anyone to follow. Like that growl. It's crazy. A lot of people get feelings out of like words and things being said, and that's how people relate. And then there's people who just relate to the music, don't need the words, and there's people who need the whole thing. I think for anybody, you can see here how much emotion can be out of just sound coming out of your mouth, right? Because he's just essentially, scream singing, and he's playing the piano, but the intensity being that he's playing the piano, the intense way that he's singing, the facial expression, you can feel the emotion, right? And that rock vocal type of vocal that he has is really cool and real prominent right here. Before we get into the next part, this is a performance piece, obviously. I mean, he's performing, but what I mean is much like Hyren was, I won't say much like, Hyren was a performance. It's not just the vocals and the music, but there's a performance going on with his acting, the different voices he uses, right? not to that extreme, but this is also a performance, right? He's taking all these emotions and protruding out of his voice, right? We have that screaming, which honestly is a risk to take because a lot of people probably won't like that part of it. But this is his music, this is his art, and this is how he wants to do it. But yeah, man, the emotion, right, is, again, no words being said, but the most emotion is happening on those portions, on those parts where there's no words happening, just basically sounds coming out of his mouth. What was that line? I want people to notice me but not know who I am. I want people to notice me but not know who I am. I think that's kind of a thin line that everybody walks. And I know we've talked about with Hua in the past, right? Where he kind of exploded, got popular really fast. I think that's kind of the thing is a lot of us want to be famous, for lack of a better term. But a lot of us don't understand like the repercussions of that, like the lack of privacy, people basically like becoming obsessed. I don't know this, by the way. I'm not saying I do, but I'm from everything that I've seen for people who are famous or even a little bit famous content creators, whatever it might be, celebrities. That's something like you're essentially signing off on giving away your freedom, your right to privacy in a sense, right? So I think that's a lot of it. And I think also the mental aspect of it is you want to have somebody there to help you and you need that attention to keep you upright. But also you're so mentally bad and in such a mental state that you don't want to talk to anybody and you don't want people to know how you feel. So like it's kind of like a double entendre for that. But yeah, this was a performance piece. I like seeing the audience and like the reactions of the judges, and you see how much of an effect he has on the audience and his fans. It's crazy, like to see people like crying in the stands and stuff. We don't really do that here in America. Like we hear somebody singing amazing and you kind of get a reaction, but to actually be like visibly emotional or reacting emotionally to a song, we don't really see that much out in the States. So yeah, that was incredible. All right, guys, Future McFly here. So I'm editing the video right now, and I just don't like what happened. What happened was I was so taken aback by the performance, and it was also the end of the day. I mean, it's much later now, but it was the end of the day. I just didn't say what I wanted to say about the performance. I think I said before, I think it's brave to kind of have those screams of despair, right? And that's what those were. They were screams of despair that he put into the song. I think it was brave to do that, not just because it's different, but also because I'm sure that there were a lot of people that kind of that isolated from liking the song, right? A lot of people like easy listening. They don't like things that are out there or that people take chances on. But you could feel the despair, not only from hearing it and just the emotion in it, how much yelling went into it, but also the look on his face was intense. The music was intense. How hard he was playing the piano was intense. All that stuff was kind of the culmination of everything he was discussing in the song coming to a head, right? There's a lot of things that we could talk about when it comes to the lyrics, but I'm just going to kind of leave it at that because I feel like that's enough. But to kind of want everything without having the repercussions, to want to feel like you're not alone, but to also be the reason that you're alone, right? That's essentially what he was getting at, is you don't want to be alone, but you don't have the energy to let people in, to let people get to know you, right? I think we all struggle with that. I struggle with that. I want to have people there to support me. I want to be supported, but I also refuse to get to know people or to open up, make new friends, all these things that could help me out. I refuse to do them because of social anxiety, because of me being in my own realm of the world, whatever. I think that message is not lost. I mean, I think that's an important message, but I wanted to add that because I just feel like the end of that video, I didn't really talk a lot about that, and I think those are really important. So this is going to be the ending of the video, actually, and I actually cut out the actual ending because I didn't really say much. So anyways, I really do like Hua. Joy, again, thank you so much for sending me these over. I know this one resonated with you a lot. It resonated with me too. And I just love that he talks about mental health. I think it's a great thing. I think more artists should do it. I know there's a lot of artists that do it, but I think more artists should do it, right? And that's one of them, which I need to get back to reacting to. Ren is obviously one of them. But a lot of the stuff I listen to, the underground hip hop, like Atmosphere, Idea and Abilities, Murs, all those people talk about mental health and struggles that they go through. So I think it's important to me to have that in music, and that's why I have it on my channel. But anyways, I appreciate the love and support you guys have been showing me. Thank you so much. And please do remember that good vibes are contagious.